Living a healthy and sustained social life is becoming increasingly more and more difficult for students, with how much the school system is changing and becoming more about studying as much as possible and having to work every single minute minute of the school day so that you have no time to actually focus on building a good social circle with people who have goals and interests which align to you, and subsequently leading people to become more lonely and introverted. Now, I myself have faced these problems countless times. Unfortunately, I've managed to come up with some solutions which have led me to being able to make this video today, so I can teach people how to be social at school and how to come up with a good social circle. So let's start off with the basics. So chances are, if you're not like a loser, you've made friends at school before, and it's seemingly quite easy, especially during elementary school, which is mostly all about that. But I've seen that it becomes increasingly more and more hard as time goes on, and as school is starts to be more focused about like studying and passing exams, which leaves you to, let's say, have less time to find new friends, or at least find friends which have the same objectives and interests as you, which overall the ones you form a healthier relationship with. So I'm going to share some tips which will 100% help you find some more friends. Starting off with a pretty easy tip, which is the one to help people with studying. So I've made plenty of videos about the best methods of studying and how to get higher marks in your tests. And so pretty much you can use those tactics to not only get high marks yourself, but to also help other people in your class or school study better and get higher marks, so you can potentially break the ice and have more people join your social circle. So by helping people studying, you can interact with them more and they can potentially be your friends, especially considering the fact that if you are studying the same subjects, you will probably have the same interests. Second of all, we have using your break time. And although this seems quite easy, I mean, everyone really gets like spends time with other people during break time. It's actually sad to see that many people nowadays are just stuck on their phones and don't actually communicate with everyone within the school, and are instead scrolling on TikTok or Instagram or all of that bullshit. And so, yeah, the tip is pretty much not to do that and to instead just find people to talk to, even if it means, I don't know, approaching someone from nowhere, which could be what you are forced to do if you're maybe in a new school environment and you don't know anyone from that area. Moreover, due to the fact that people study during break time, which I do occasionally, let's say, suggest, because I make a lot of videos where I tell people to study at school so they can use their free time to dedicate to hobbies and such. I would say that if you do have the chance to make friends and if you don't have a strong social circle yet, it's pretty much more convenient to focus on finding new friends. Most of all, it depends on what your goal is at that moment. If your goal is to be more social at school, that's what you should do. Well, if your goal is to get higher marks at that point in time, it's maybe better to focus on studying so you have more free time during the evening, or more time to study during the evening, depending on whether or not you still have to study after you've finished with your work at school. Now, a problem which I see often is that many people don't find people in their school who have the same aligning interests and such. And they say that even if maybe they have some interests in common, maybe they go to the same class, so they're interested in the same subjects, they find their friends to be maybe a bit dull, or the word degenerate as well. And the solution to that is simple, and it's pretty much to look elsewhere. Now, this video is about finding friends at school, but obviously, if finding friends at school means finding people who you don't like to spend time with, it's probably better to look elsewhere. Now, maybe it is good to have them as, let's say, associates, or let's say friends, but not to have them as actual like close friends or part of your social group. And in that case, you can just make your social group out of people who you do have aligning goals and interests with, and who you find worthy to be friends with, and to just keep the people within your school as, let's say, affiliates or friends who you're not too close with, and to still let's say talk to them, spend time with them, but to mainly focus on close friends elsewhere. Now, that is all that I had to say in this video. I could maybe make a longer video in the future once I have more tips to share with you, but for now, that is going to be it. And keep a strong mind and stay like a lion.